5 signs you might be dealing with a demon in human form. That's right. We're not just talking about toxic or manipulative people. What we're addressing here is much deeper and darker. We're talking about human presences that look normal on the outside, but carry something spiritually corrosive within, as if they have a hidden mission to drain what is most beautiful, light, and true in you. And look, you're not hearing this by accident. This message is reaching you now because in some way you've already crossed paths with someone like this. Maybe you've even been close to them and you felt that strange sensation in your chest, the mood that shifts out of nowhere, your soul feeling heavy after the person leaves, as if peace simply flew away like a bird before a storm. Something was clearly off. These people don't need to be possessed like in the movies, but often they are being used, influenced, or even guided by heavy, dark energies. Sometimes they know what they are doing. Other times, they surrender to it without realizing. Their goal: to poison what is pure, break what is love, and drain the energy of those who still shine. And the scariest part, they usually hide behind smiling, kind, charismatic faces. Sometimes they even seem like good, spiritual, supportive people. But there are signs that don't lie. And once you start seeing them, it will be impossible to unsee. Let's start with the first one, which you've probably already felt. Sign number 1. You feel drained around them. It's like an exhaustion magnet. You start the day feeling good, energized, faithful, at peace with life, but just a few minutes of conversation with this person, and it feels like everything collapses. Your body feels heavy, your mind confused, your heart starts beating strangely for no reason, and inside it's as if your soul is dirty and empty. The craziest part, they didn't shout, they weren't aggressive, they may have even kept a light tone, a smile on their face, but every word seemed to pull something from you. Only when they left did you realize how exhausted you were. It's not just negativity. These people suck. They feed on your light, your hope, your calm. They are like energy vampires. But instead of biting your neck, they drain you through words, glances, gestures, and even silence. And what hurts most is that it all comes disguised. It may look like concern, humor, spiritual advice, but deep down it all has a purpose: to empty you, to make you give up on what connects you to what is good. If you don't notice in time, you'll end up distancing yourself from what truly matters to you. Sign number 2, they make you doubt your own mind. Not because you lost your will, but because eventually you won't have the strength to feel joy, faith, or the excitement of your dreams anymore. The second sign, they make you doubt your own mind. This type of person doesn't lie just for the sake of lying. They are masters at distorting reality. They say cruel things, and when you confront them, they make you feel crazy. I never said that. You're overreacting. You're imagining things. They hurt you, and when you show that it affected you, they accuse you of being too sensitive. They twist things, confuse you, remember only what's convenient for them, and conveniently forget everything else. Over time, you start doubting yourself, your memory, your judgment, your clarity of thought. And this is no accident. It's a strategy. They want to be the dominant voice inside your head. If they succeed in making you distrust your own perception, they start controlling your view of the world. And that's when they begin to distance you from what is real, good, and divine. It's a type of manipulation so subtle that by the time you notice, you're already apologizing for things that were their fault. You feel wrong all the time. You don't know anymore if you're overreacting or becoming insensitive, and they watch all of this calmly with a little smirk at the corner of their mouth. This behavior has very old roots, ancient roots. Remember the serpent in Genesis? The most cunning of all. That cunning still exists today, speaking through the mouths of people who seem normal. Sign number 3, they sabotage your dreams without you noticing. Do you remember that sparkle in your eyes when you have a new dream, that excitement that comes from the depths of your soul? This type of person makes sure to extinguish it, not all at once, but slowly, in small doses. They say things like, "Are you sure this is really for you? Maybe you're being selfish. I just don't want to see you disappointed." But in reality, it's not about protecting you. It's about holding you back, seeing you grow. Over time, you stop dreaming big, you stop trying, you stop listening to that divine voice that whispered possibilities in the silence of the night. Meanwhile, their voice becomes louder, more persistent, drowning out your inner guidance. Sign number 4. They feed on chaos and hide in confusion. When there is peace, divine presence, or calm, they disappear. But where chaos reigns, that's where evil often hides. Some people seem to live for disorder. They are demons in human form. They love igniting small emotional fires just to watch from a distance as everything burns, pretending it has nothing to do with them. They create arguments over trivial matters, distort your words, push you to your limits, and when you react, they place all the blame on you. You're overreacting. You're unbalanced. These people pit others against each other and then act like innocent spectators in the middle of the confusion. Here's the key. They need the mess, because where there is clarity, they lose control. Have you noticed? When they're around, something is always wrong. Someone is always irritated, offended, or on the verge of exploding. And if by chance everything stays calm for too long, they create a new problem out of nowhere. They invent crises, conjure storms from nothing. When you try to face the facts seriously, they play the victim, create drama, and distort everything until you start doubting yourself. But here's the truth. You are not the problem. You are just beginning to see reality. This chaos isn't accidental. It's strategy. They want to keep you constantly tired, emotionally drained, and mentally blocked, so you can't think clearly or seek a deeper connection with God. Because when you're confused, fragile, and unsteady, it's much easier to manipulate you. And that's exactly what they want. Sign number 5. They undermine your relationships and isolate you slowly. This may be the most dangerous sign because it's not just about manipulating your feelings. Their goal is to take control of your entire life, and to do that, they first need to weaken your foundation. They won't destroy everything at once. They plant doubts little by little. They say things like, "Are you sure? Your best friend really likes you. I think your brother is acting strange, huh?" They slowly isolate you from those who love you, making you doubt your connections, your support system, and eventually leaving you emotionally vulnerable. Their aim is subtle control, weakening your ties so that you become easier to influence and manipulate without realizing it. This spiritual leader of yours seems a bit fake. Everything they say comes across as concern or care, but their real intention is to distance you from the people who truly love you. They use secrets as ammunition, speak behind your back, and disguise it as honesty. Gradually, they create cracks in your relationships, family, friends, even your church. No one is safe. And then, when you realize it, you're surrounded by tension, distance, and distrust. Who is always by your side? Them. The only voice you hear is theirs, because isolation makes you vulnerable. When you lose your support system, your emotional clarity suffers, and your spiritual discernment weakens. You start depending on them without even noticing. This strategy is perverse. It's like a wolf separating a sheep from the flock. Alone, it's easy to devour. But God did not create you to live in isolation. As Ecclesiastes 4:12 says, "Though one may be overpowered, two can defend themselves. A cord of 3 strands is not quickly broken." These people want to cut that cord. They want the only person you trust to be the very one slowly destroying you. This goes beyond a toxic relationship. It's an attack on your soul. It's a direct attempt to distance you from what matters most: your identity, your mission, your connection to the body of Christ. Anything trying to pull you away carries an essence that is not from God. So, if something inside you starts sounding the alarm, take it seriously. This is not drama. This is spiritual discernment. And yes, there is a huge difference between judging and discerning. What should you do if you recognize this in your life? Step 1. Trust what your spirit feels, not just what your eyes see. You may not have concrete proof. This person may seem perfectly good on the outside. You might even feel guilty for being suspicious. But the Spirit of God lives in you for a reason. Every time you're with this person and feel a tightness in your chest, restlessness or endless confusion, that's God trying to warn you. He whispers in the silence. The enemy makes noise to distract you. Jesus made it clear in Matthew 10:16 that we should be wise as serpents and innocent as doves. Don't be naive. See beyond appearances. Remember, the wolf may be disguised as a lamb. Step 2. Set firm boundaries and maintain them. Controlling people hate boundaries because boundaries prevent them from manipulating you. And when you finally say no, expect resistance. They will try to make you feel cold, ungrateful, and insensitive. They may attempt to turn everything against you, but don't be shaken. This reaction is actually confirmation that boundaries are necessary. Jesus often withdrew from crowds, even from his disciples, to care for his spirit. If the Son of God understood the importance of distancing himself, why do we insist on wearing ourselves out trying to please everyone? Step 3. If you need to cut ties, cut them. Without guilt, it can hurt, it can be frightening. They may even try to tarnish your reputation, but sometimes the first step toward freedom is precisely that distancing. In 2 Timothy 3:5, Paul warns us about people who appear spiritual but deny the true power of God. He doesn't say to try to change them, he says to turn away from them. You were not called to save those who drag you away from your mission. These people were not placed in your life to be transformed by you. Often they are there to divert you from your purpose, and you do not owe your soul to anyone. Step 4. Draw near to the light. After cutting ties with what was harming you, it's time to reconnect with what makes you flourish. Start with the people around you, those who strengthen you, pray with you, and uplift your energy rather than drain it. Being surrounded by a healthy, God-guided community is not a luxury. It's a necessity. It's like a safe shelter in the midst of a storm. Seek to be with those who awaken the best in you, not those who make you feel small, and those who bring peace and lightness. Sometimes, just someone's presence can remind you that being alive is a gift. Believe this: joy is sacred, and hope is too. Toxic people, or as I like to call them, demons in human form, hate the light because it reveals who they truly are. So stay close to the light always. Step 5. Reconnect with the voice of God. One of the cruelest harms these people can cause is silencing what is most precious, God's voice in your heart. Suddenly, you may stop praying, stop dreaming, and even doubt that you can be truly loved without proving anything or being useful to anyone. But listen closely. God has never stopped speaking to you. Even amidst chaos, fatigue, and pain, He was there, whispering, waiting for you to realize that He never left. Now He is speaking louder, calling you back. Allow Him to heal the dreams that were broken, to rebuild the trust that was taken, to call you by your true name, not by the labels they placed on you. And then comes perhaps the most challenging step, reclaiming what the enemy tried to steal from you. Reclaim what the enemy tried to steal. Manipulative people try to distort your identity, your faith, and your purpose. But you were never powerless. Jesus gave you spiritual authority to overcome the enemy. Luke 10:19. You don't need permission, apologies, or approval to walk away. Freedom is your right. True peace comes from living in God's Spirit, not pleasing those who seek to destroy you. The battle isn't just survival, it's transformation. Even if your soul was crushed, God has not abandoned you. Release guilt, illusions, and the need for explanations. You were never meant to carry what comes from darkness. Healing takes time. Return daily to God's presence. Listen for His voice and let Him rebuild you. His voice never manipulates. It restores with love. Allow Him to touch your deepest wounds and bring true healing.